My best friend Lisa loves gnomes. She already had a ton of Christmas gnomes and wanted one for the spring or fall season. So I made her this gnome and I'm going to show you how I did it, mistakes and all. Let's get started. So to get started on making this gnome wreath, I'm using a triangle board from Unique in the Creek. And I have these mops that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure how many I'm going to use. I'm sure I'm going to have to use at least 2, possibly 3. I already started on this. All you got to do, you can see it's just a little plastic hickey-do here. Now, once you get the very first one pulled out of here, all of these come out very easy. And you will see there are going to be some that are a little thinner than the others. Most of them are pretty thick, but these thin ones, still, you can go ahead and use them. They're going to be just fine. I pulled out a whole bunch already. We are definitely going to use at least, well, more than one. We'll just say that. I'm saying at least 2. So I also have some 6-inch zip ties. I got these ones off of Amazon. You can get them from Unique in the Creek also. But let me set this aside. What I already started doing, I'll get some more zip ties out. I just started going ahead and putting the zip ties in. I'm not going to use this very first row. I got one on the second row up, which is, they're numbered here. That's row 11. And I'm just putting them in and getting them started. Okay. And I'm just going to do that real quick. I'm going to go for I'm going to do 4 rows worth. And I'm going to see where I'm at, see if I think I need to go to a 5th row or not. And we'll go from there. Okay? I'll be right back. So I have one mop head completely pulled out. And then I got 4 rows done here. I actually have a feeling I'm going to need to be putting some in between here, but we will see. This is just an experiment. I wanted to see how this would work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 of these strings of mop, okay? Fold them in half. Make sure that they're at least fairly even. So that folded edge, I'm just going to stick in here just about a 1/2 inch and zip tie that down. Okay? It doesn't matter what it looks like, because guess what? They're all going to hang down all the same. Okay? So I'm just going to keep putting 2 strings in at a time and go all the way across, and we'll see what it looks like and see if I need to put some in between, which I have a feeling I will. Okay, so you can see already there's a lot of gaps in between these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my zip ties again and used these shared holes. I'm going to go ahead and put some more zip ties. Just like that. And I'm going to do them all in between here. Actually, I'll show you another way that's a lot easier. If you turn this over, you can just plop both the head and the end down right there. and make sure you have that flat end on the inside. I'm going to do the same thing in these shared holes. That's looking much fuller. I like that a lot better. Now I'm going to keep going, doing the same thing all the way up. You know what? I'm looking at one thing here. I want to make sure, like, this is going to show on the sides here, and I really don't want that showing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a zip tie right around that either side and do the same thing on either side, just to make sure nobody sees the form from the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do everything all the way up, including these sides. Well, I'm on my 4th row, and I just put my zip ties in for the shared holes, and I had to break out my 3rd mop head. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to use 3. But look how full this looks so far. It's going to have to be trimmed up if you want. If you want to leave it kind of scraggly, you can. If that's the kind of gnome you want, it's up to you. So I'm going to finish this up here. Again, like I said, I'm doing these sides just to make sure that that the form doesn't show. But I think this is looking fantastic. So, okay, I'm going to keep going here, and I'll meet you back here whenever we're completely finished with this. So I have well over half of this mop head left. So we just kind of started into the 3rd mop head. We are going to hold on to this because we're going to use this later on, okay? Then I also grabbed some fabric. I bought this fabric at Joann Fabrics. It was on sale majorly. This is a flannel, but whatever theme you were using, just go with that. This is going to be an indoor wreath. So it's going to be, it doesn't matter what kind of material we use or anything like that. It can get wet. I probably wouldn't put it outside if it can get wet. Okay, but I have this flannel, and I have this. It's called Sherpa. It was a remnant. Okay, so I got this for a couple of bucks. I thought, oh my goodness, this is perfect, because it's just like that nice little fur line, whatever. So I'm going to have a fur lined hat here. It's going to work absolutely perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this out, put this on top here. I may have to iron this, I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. So I am going to kind of make sure I can piece this together, because I'm just going to glue it, okay? So I want to make sure this is kind of in the middle. I'm going to go over just a little bit more, okay? And I'm going to use a Sharpie just to trace it out. Listen, I am not a sewer, which is a shame. My mother was a great sewer, seamstress, whatever you want to call it. So, but I'm going to glue this together. So I'm going to say, okay, right about here, and from here, okay, I'm going to go up to the top and just kind of make a straight line. Let me see. I have a ruler. I'll at least kind of give me an idea of how straight I want this to be. Listen, I'm not trying to be all scientific and everything like that. I'm just doing what I think is about right. It may not be perfect, but okay. So, and then I'm just going to cut that out. And this is what I'm going to use as my hat. Okay, so I have my piece of material cut out and I have it turned over. So we have the inside of the material facing me. Okay, I want to turn this over. Okay, and put it this way. But I ended up grabbing some, you can have batting. This is just buffalo snow. I've had that upstairs. Figure that'll work. Just make it so we have our hat will be just a little puffy. Okay, I want that puff. So I'm just going to put that right up, kind of right where the these mop heads start, or yarn, whatever you want to call it. Okay, make sure all of our pieces of yarn are down, and I want this second row to be even with our material. Okay, so I'm getting a hot glue gun. I'm just going to hot glue this together into the back of this wreath. Don't worry, we will figure out how to hang it. We'll use these here coming up, but I'm going to get this hot glued first. Okay. And we left enough room that we can just get these to glue together. I probably could have cut it a little bit wider to make sure, but we're going to really pull this tight. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, I might fix that top a little bit, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of this so we can string it right across the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to glue it right to the bottom of this here. Okay, so I cut a piece off of this Sherpa. Okay, it's about 2 inches wide, about 18 inches long. And yeah, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of glue that right, maybe go a little bit longer than where the tip of this material is, but I'm just going to glue it right to that and kind of go around to the back. And if you want to care about what it looks like in the back, you can always sew it and stuff like that. I just want this to be done and quick. So there is our hat. Now we got to work on the nose. Okay, so for the nose, I have a knee-high, some hose here, okay? I don't know if I ever wore these or not. I found them in my drawer. We're good, okay? Then I got these. I already used one, but I got these at Dollar Tree. There's 4 in a pack, $1.25. Nice and easy. Just a little styrofoam ball. Let me see. It's 1.9 inches, so just under 2 inches big. Okay, and What I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick this right here at the top. Okay. Kind of get it so it's nice and smooth. Kind of bring everything around to the back. You don't want to see any wrinkles. Kind of bring it on around. And I'm just going to cut this off. Okay, so we just have this right here. You can twist it shut. What I would want to do is just grab some floral wire and kind of twist that shut using the floral wire. Probably could have used a zip tie. In fact, a zip tie probably would have been a little more easy, but make sure it's good and tight. Okay. Cut off the excess wire. And I might just, I'm going to cut off this excess material too. Okay, so we got cute little nose here, and all I'm going to do, I'm just going to hot glue that right in the middle, right underneath this fur here, or Sherpa, whatever you want to call it. But I want to make sure this right here is good and straight. And there you go. So now all we have to worry about is how we want to do the top of the hat. I think for this, I'm going to put a sunflower up at the top, maybe a couple smaller sunflowers to the side, something like that. I think that would be cute. I already almost forgot. I'm going to flip this over. We got to make a spot for us to hang. So if you feel along the bottom, like the back of here, you can feel where the holes are in the form. So I'm just going to take my scissors, kind of poke a hole right where that is, and poke a hole right there. Okay. Take an 8-inch zip tie. Okay, so it wasn't pretty, but I got that in there. So I kind of messed up that batting or buffalo snow, whatever. Just move it around, fix it, kind of get it straightened back up again. Get the material pulled back down again, and it's fine. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, do that at least before you put the nose on. It'll make it a little bit easier. Okay, so that's it there. Okay, I have my nose on. I have everything situated. So with these sunflowers, I kind of like the leaves of the leaves of this bush. I got this from At Home. So what I want to do is take the leaves, push them all the way up to the flower, and then I'm going to cut this off right underneath that. And what we'll just kind of use the hot glue to hot glue the leaves to the back of the flower, make sure that stays on good, and then we're just going to glue it directly to Okay, so yeah, one more thing. We got to use this mop head, few more strands. I'm going to take about 6 out, okay? Kind of make sure they're kind of even. Right at the halfway point, I'm going to cut these in half, okay? So there we got that. I'm going to take one of these strings and just tie them right there in the middle. Just tie it nice and tight. Double knot. And there we have a mustache. I almost forgot to put the mustache there. So let's just take our hot glue, get a good old dab of that going. Stick that right underneath the nose. Okay, now we're done. So I think he is absolutely adorable. He turned out to be about 29 inches long and about 15 to 16 inches wide. So he's a pretty big boy. So we got to have a big space for him. But I think he turned out so cute. What do you think? So, and I did want to point out, yeah, we're going to have to probably kind of trim him up a little bit because we got a couple that are hanging a little lower and stuff like that. We'll trim that up. But if you wanted a softer look instead of this actual gnarly mop head look, take this, the same yarn that you use, like these strings here, and all you do is just kind of untangle them. There's usually 4 strands in each one of these strings. And just do that to all of them, and it'll be a much softer look. Okay, so here we go. Again, yeah, we had a heck of a time getting that to go through. Again, I put the nose on first. It would probably be, number one, a lot easier if you didn't have the batting in yet, or if you did not have the nose done yet, it would be a lot easier. Learn from my mistake. So, but here we go. I think he's a sweetheart. I love him, and I'm sure my friend's gonna love him too. So, Merry Christmas, Lisa. My name is Patty Davis. I'm with Crooked Tree Creations, and I'll see you in our next video.